Please bet on football games.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Please Bet on Football Games podcast. I'm your host Alex, here with the on-air talent Joe. Joe, how's it going this week?
We're back. We never left. We actually win all our bets all the time. If you throw out week 4, we're insanely good.
Yeah,
So
but
week
week
four-
four happened.
Week 4 did happen, and we were down 5.14 units. You take that out, we're slaying ass. You put that back in, we're mediocre as hell. We're still profitable though. Up a unit and a half on the year. A 4% ROI. But let's not get on tilt.
That's for sure. So to recap last week, we bet 7 units. We won 1.28 units. We went 3-2 on our contest picks. Joe, you want to talk about some of those games?
Let's go to London. I think London, Britain.
Yeah, I think they were in England. The Cleveland Browns played the Minnesota Vikings. We had the Browns plus 3.5. They lost by 4, I think.
Yeah, they lost by 4, and that sucks. This was a relatively fair result. Yeah, this was a pretty fair result.
Yeah,
Did I expect
but-
Carson Wentz to play legitimately pretty decently? No, and I certainly didn't expect him to lead an awesome game-winning drive, and I
Yeah.
certainly didn't expect him to do so when apparently he's so banged up that it's questionable whether or not he would have been able to play if the Vikings had a game this week. But you can't bank on injuries. The Vikings had a kick blocked by a wire that nobody did anything about.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, this is a pretty fair game. Dylan Gabriel's an upgrade to the offense, but they still can't throw the ball. And it seemed like every time Quinshon Judkins really got something going, he'd have a long touchdown run, but it'd be called back for a holding or some other stupid shit, and then he would be too gassed to continue gashing. But yeah, no, I think we deserve to lose that bet. I think we shot the moon, and I think we fell just short.
Yeah, I mean, we missed by half a point. That happened.
I am shocked. Myles Garrett did not dominate this game. And frankly,
Maybe it's the travel.
the Browns' defensive line wasn't that great against 3 or 4 backups for the Vikings. I was pretty surprised.
Yeah, I mean, that was surprising. I think maybe it's the travel. Like the Vikings had been over there already, and the Browns were coming. And I think they went late in the week. Like they didn't do like some teams do where they go on like Tuesday. I think they win on like Thursday.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I'm
so-
typically of the opinion that all that rest and travel bullshit is just that, total bullshit. But when you have a unit that you fully expect to dominate, and it ain't that Myles Garrett decided to, he's not washed up in between weeks 4 and 5, right? So it's got to be something. And maybe they were out too late sampling the local fares, or maybe they just didn't get a good night's sleep and were jet lagged. Whatever the case may be, Browns defense did not live up to expectation.
Yeah. And like when you hang your hat on the defense, giving up a 80-yard game-winning drive to Carson Wentz, who apparently was beat to all hell, is rough. Can't do that when you're like, oh, our defense one of the best in the league.
Yeah, no, that was frustrating. But
Bless you.
next game.
Next game, we had the Dallas Cowboys over the New York Jets at -2.5. They won by a lot.
Yeah, 37-22 Cowboys. The EDP. We'll bring up the EDP now from Sportfolio Kings, our friends over at Sportfolio Kings. Every time I say Sportfolio Kings, I feel like in Beavis and Butthead when they refer to Cornholio. I'm sorry, Brett. You're a friend on these Twitter streets, but I can't help how I feel. I can't fight this feeling anymore. I don't remember the next lyric. Anyway, yeah, I think we deserve to win this bet. I think it's as simple as, yeah, the Cowboys defense does indeed suck. That is well proven. But the Cowboys offense is pretty damn good. And even the bad defenses to score, if you're going to score 30 or 40 points to keep up with one of these kinds of offenses, even against the bad defenses, you still have to pass the ball because you just don't have enough time on the clock to run the ball all day. And passing the ball is something Justin Fields does really poorly. Always has, always will. So our handicap was basically, even though the Cowboys can't get a stop, the Jets won't be able to pass, so they won't be able to keep up. And that kind of manifested itself perfectly.
Yeah, I think we had a great read on this game. I think it was a just win. I'd absolutely do it again.
Yep.
Next game
The game of the year?
so far.
Certainly so far. I'd be surprised if we get a better one.
Our best bet of the week, or I guess co-best bet. We had Tampa Bay over Seattle. That was split between the money line and a 3.5 point spread. That was one unit on each. Obviously won both as Tampa won at the last second.
I think this was okay because they were a 3.5 point underdog. I think this was a very good bet. Obviously, they won, so that's nice. But this is a game that the EDP really helps me with. EDP being the drive quality model at Sportfolio Kings. Um, and like we talked about it last week, but frankly, last week I was too tired and too lazy to post the video version of the podcast, so you probably couldn't see it. This week, you guys can see it, assuming I'm not too tired and lazy, which, frankly, given the amount of work I have to do the rest of the night, I probably will be too tired and lazy. But it does a really good job of helping us separate the obvious happy feelings of Baker Mayfield balling the motherfuck out and the Buccaneers winning a underdog money line bet for us while like trying to incorporate context. So even this EDP model fails to capture some things. For instance, the penultimate drive for the Seahawks, they scored a touchdown, right? 98 yard drive, scored a touchdown. Yeah, 99-yard drive, scored a touchdown, took the lead momentarily. That's sick. And the EDP model gives that about as high of a grade as you can give a drive, right? It said that drive was worth 5.3 points on average. That means they're scoring a touchdown most of the fucking time. Here's the issue. The first fucking play of the drive was a screen pass that Sam Darnold threw, or not even a screen, a quick slant that he threw directly off the hands of a defender, and that ball bounced off the palms and wrists of the defender, like that area where like the palm touches the wrist, like when you're in Sunday school and you're singing about how they put Jesus on the cross and you touch like that little part. It's kind of like where your wrist meet. Yeah,
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah, I know. I'm following.
Yeah. Uh, it hit him right fucking there, and then it bounced up like a volleyball set, and then Cooper Kupp tracked it and caught it like a bad punt. That probably should have been a pick six for the Bucks. But even if it wasn't going to be a pick six, it definitely should have been an incomplete pass. And instead of 2nd and 1, the Seahawks are facing 2nd and 10 on the goal line. Totally different circumstance, right? 2nd and 10 on the goal line, they're probably like running a quarterback sneak just to get out of the fucking end zone. And then on 3rd down and long, they're throwing something down the field. They're probably fucked. They're probably punting. Totally different than a 99-yard drive, all because of one play going crazy fluky. So the EDP model, very useful. Also not perfect. Just as the EDP model giveth, it taketh away. The last drive for the Seahawks. Sam Darnold threw a pick. Ends the game. Massively disappointing drive. Catastrophic, right? Pick bounced off the back of a fucking guard's helmet. Should have been an incomplete pass. Super unlucky. So, even with the best laid stats, watching the game is the only way that you're going to really understand what happened. And that being said, I think the right team won. And even if they didn't, give me a field goal and the hook in an even game, and I'm going to bet it every fucking time. My only regret is that we didn't bet 3 units, which we thought about, and then I had a pussy.
I still think it was responsible not to bet 3.
Nope.
Just like we talked about, not going on tilt. All right, next game. This was our other best bet of the week and our other loser of the week. We had the Chargers over the Commanders. We took them -3. That was a 2-unit bet. The Commanders won.
Yeah, and this is another one that's just like fantastically frustrating. Chargers had a drive to the goal line that would have put them in, you know, position to. The Chargers were down 20-10 at the goal line. You have Justin Herbert. He's 6'6". He can reach the ball 2 yards. He throws it. He gets the ball deflected by a defensive tackle. The deflection bounces directly into a defensive back's stomach. It's an interception. Cripples ends the drive. Are you allowed to say cripples? It ends the drive. And even the EDP doesn't perfectly capture what went on. Like, it gives them 4 points for that drive, but they were millimeters from that being a 7-point drive. If the Chargers score that touchdown, everything could be different. If the Chargers don't have a tight end drop a ball that hits him in the face on 4th and 2, everything could be different. That being said, I do think that this game taught us a little bit of a lesson, which is just the Chargers are still the Chargers. We thought they were different because they beat the Chiefs. It turns out the Chiefs are also the Chargers. Like they're like a 9-8 team, maybe 10-7 team, who has a great quarterback that can really do some awesome shit, but it's typically not going to be enough. The defense is really slow. And yeah, I mean, like, Jaden Daniels played pretty fucking poorly in the first half until uncorking that 50, maybe 55-yard dime to Luke McCaffrey at the end of the first half. Changed everything completely. Everything. So again, I think that we had to learn the lesson that Chargers they have not arrived. And while the Commanders are not all that in a bag of chips, they can handle. The Chargers are like a 7-win team, or the Chargers are like a 9-win team. The Commanders are like a 7-win team. Laying 3, risky proposition. Certainly not best bet worthy.
Yeah, I think we just got a little too carried away with Hurt, Jaden Daniels, and the Chargers are throwing enough now. Still the
Yeah.
Chargers.
Yeah, they're still the Chargers. They have no pass rush. Their cornerbacks are slow as fuck. They're not very well coached. They're a conservative, cowardly team that will let inferior opponents get back in games. We learned a lesson. We were a little too high on the Chargers.
And on to our final bet of the week. Our third winner, we had the Jacksonville Jaguars over the Kansas City Chiefs. That was a +3.5 spread. The Jaguars won in insane fashion.
For so
and
many
so did we.
Yeah, no. So the drive quality model says we should have lost this bet. There's a few things the drive quality model is probably not considering. Chiefs get their first touchdown on an offensive pass interference. Happens. Chiefs also get an interception in the red zone based on an egregious defensive pass interference. Probably should never happen. Jaguars fumble the ball at the goal line, and while the EDP is probably considering that properly, I don't know that the EDP understands how fucking close that ball was to crossing the goal line. Like, every single time I see a different angle of it, I think the opposite thing. Like, the first time I saw it live, I was like, I don't think he made it. And then you see the fucking goal line cam that goes right down the line. You draw the line, and you're like, fuck, I think he might have made it. And then you see a different overhead line, and you're like, I don't know if he made it. So I don't fucking know. That seems kind of fluky and dumb. You know what else seems kind of fluky and dumb? Trevor Lawrence falling down and then getting up and then running for the game-winning touchdown. Is that fluky and dumb because why the fuck did Trevor Lawrence fall down? Or is it fluky and dumb because Chris Jones just stood there and watched Trevor Lawrence run for a touchdown? What the fuck's going on? This entire game is bullshit and weird, but no, actually, I don't want to make this bet again. I want to fade the Chiefs. It's a thing that we're going to try to do for the rest of the year, probably. And I do like the Jaguars. But the Jaguars are way too inconsistent, way too poorly coached. They do fuck shit. The Jaguars are a fuck shit team.
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence just isn't consistent enough. And
He's
I think it's the real problem with trying to bet on them. Yeah. Is that, I mean, even in that win, like, he was pretty bad at certain points. Like, he put in some nice drives and, they won the game. But
if you take out that final drive, on that final drive he was fucking nails. If you
yeah,
take that out and you only look at the prior 58 minutes of the game, you're gonna C minus performance. And that's honestly still kind of generous because he had a lot of like how do you fuck that up type plays.
I
Threw
will
Patrick
say
Mahomes again.
when he fell, I think his guard stepped on his foot.
He did. I actually I graded that as a positive run.
Yeah, just because like that wasn't really his fault.
Yeah,
It's
no,
still
it wasn't.
insane.
Yeah. What
And
was his fault and what I probably don't account for well enough is the was it 5 or was it 6 pre-snap penalties directly attributable to Trevor Lawrence?
yeah, they
Between
did
not understanding when the fucking clock is going out, calling for the snap too early before dudes are getting set. Like it's he's dumb guy.
yeah, he might be.
Might be a dumb fucking guy. Uh so yeah, that's our bets. We only made 5 last week. We kept it pretty simple and yeah, I think we deserve to go about 3-2.
Yeah, same. I think it was,
It was a pretty fair week.
I agree. Good week, back in the positive, and let's try and build on that for week 6.
Hell yeah, Batman.
And
Thursday night.
into week 6 on Thursday night, we have the Philadelphia Eagles going to play the New York Giants. The Eagles are -8.
Boy, this game sucks. We want to fade Philly damn near every week. I think it's really funny. Like after weeks of basically media pressure and AJ Brown pressure, the Eagles are like, "Oh yeah, you want to see what our elite Super Bowl MVP quarterback can do? He's gonna throw it 35 times." Oh fuck, it's terrible. Can't do shit. Can't do shit. Birdwatcher. Wow. Um, I'm, I'm gonna come out of the closet on a take that I've held for quite a while. And
Ooh.
and true fans of the content will already know it and say, yeah, we know. I think the Eagles would be infinitely better if Jalen Hurts, for any reason, I'm not wishing anything ill upon him, but just if for any reason he couldn't play. Maybe he doesn't want to, his tummy hurts, he tears a ligament, he retires because he's already got enough money and he's good looking and he's just gonna fuck beautiful women for the rest of his days. Who knows? Whatever the case may be, if he's off the team, they're fucking better. And it's not just Sam Howell love, and it's not just Tanner McKee love. And those are guys I was higher on than most in the draft processes. But like I don't think Tanner McKee is a franchise quarterback. Probably not. Just, he's probably Davis Mills. A really good backup. And I think that's way better than Jalen Hurts. And I think it makes the Eagles a way better team. And if you just eliminate the gaping fucking liability at quarterback, I think the Eagles are damn near unstoppable. But as it stands, the man in the Kangol will be sabotaging the fuck out of his team every week. And we will be trying to bet against them. And as long as they don't block field goals, they'll never fucking win.
I mean, this was a good number to do it on, but do you want to bet on the Giants?
Well, here's the sole issue. Jackson Dart is Zach Wilson, and nobody seems to have noticed yet. He's fucking awful, and I knew he's gonna look awful, right? He's got the exact same line in his scouting report that I had in Zach Wilson's, which is he's got some talent, but he's gonna need a long time to adjust to the NFL. For Zach Wilson, it was he succeeded in a well schemed up West Coast system, like a Kyle Shanahan style, Kevin Stefanski style system at BYU. And he did it mostly playing against D2 teams because it was a COVID year. Like, yeah, congrats. You beat the fuck out of Central Arkansas. I'm not even remotely impressed. For Jackson Dart, it's almost the opposite, right? He played in the SEC with real NFL players against even better real NFL players. But he had Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin's a really, really good coach, especially on offense, largely because he runs like 7 or 8 plays. And I know you're thinking like, ha ha ha, there's no fucking way. No, really, they have like 8 plays and then they just change the formations and then they just keep. Lane Kiffin is the friend who keeps on spamming all the cheese plays in Madden. And you're like, dude, it's not fun. I know halfback screen works every single time in Madden 25, the original Madden 25 from 2013. Great planning, Tiburon. Uh, I know halfback screen works every single time, but like, can we play real Madden? No. Lane Kiffin's gonna run the spam plays. So Jackson Dart never had to learn how to like process most looks, and he was late on a lot of reads in college, despite running the simplest playbook that he had practiced a billion times. So it makes a ton of sense that when he gets to the NFL and he's running a far more complex, way more variable offense. Like Brian Dable is one of the most versatile offensive minds in the NFL, and his offensive coordinator Mike Kafka is one of the most versatile NFL offensive coordinators. This is one of the widest spanning offenses in the league. And that's good because it gives you lots of answers on how to solve things, how to succeed in any given scenario. But it's bad when you're a fucking idiot who's not ready. And that's Jackson Dart. He's an idiot who's not ready. And it's not like he's got a stalwart supporting cast.
Yeah, once Malik Neighbors went out, that group looks a whole lot worse.
Yeah, and like if you put a good quarterback in there, I still think this could be a good enough offense. Like Wandale Robinson has a use. Jalen Hyatt is a great deep threat. Darius Slayton, he might not play this week, but typically he's a really good X receiver. Not really good, but he's a good X receiver. The offensive line is fine enough. Andrew Thomas is the balls in a good way, in a 1970s kind of way, when people called you the balls if you were good. Isn't that in fucking insane? By the way, we're not doing quote bucket this week because I don't have the fucking bandwidth, but I'm gonna say 70s shit, I guess. The balls.
Was
Fuck.
that 70s? I don't even know. I know people said that, but that feels older to me.
We're gonna have to do a break in a moment, and while we're doing the break to reset up the Zoom, I'm gonna find out when it's from and do 10 quotes from that era. So
Perfect.
I can't lay 8 with a team that can't pass the fucking ball. Jalen Hurts, go home. Stay there. Go away. You've pissed off both of your star receivers because you are inept and nobody can say it. Why? Because you squat good? Because my sister thinks you're very pretty? Not football.
Yeah,
Bench Jalen Hurts. By the way,
I'm at,
Jalen Hurts, quarterback 10 per PFF.
I'm in the same boat. I want to bet against the Eagles, but I don't want to do it with the Giants.
Birdwatcher, I need you to understand that I care for you. I want you to have good things. I want the Eagles to wear Kelly Green uniforms every week, and I want them to start a quarterback who is not the human embodiment of really bad hangover shits. If you could do that, I know it would be an affront to what you're used to, but it would make you happier. I'm looking out for you as a friend. I would like to watch birds with you, but I can't do it when Jalen Hurts is stinking up the TV screen and filling up the box for bad passes on my clipboard for charting games. It's disgusting, and I won't stand for it. Free Sam Howell, free Tanner McKee, whatever the opposite of free is, Jalen Hurts. I'd rather have Jacoby. What's that?
Gotta be careful with that.
Yeah, okay. It's not my fault that Howie does not employ any black quarterbacks. How about that? Give him fucking Jacoby Brissett. Happily take Jacoby over Hurts. I'm not a Jacoby Brissett
I feel
guy.
like they're kind of the same.
No.
Like
Jacoby
they
Brissett
play
has
differently, but the effect of them is pretty similar.
Jacoby Brissett is the really exciting idea of a very strong arm. Not very, a strong arm. And a pretty smart guy. Pretty smart quarterback. But just like he can't hit the fucking broadside of a barn. And you never hear that. You never hear smart plus strong arm still sucks.
Yeah, it's tough. But
All right.
he's
Let's
shown
go
us for
to.
years.
Oh, fuck. We have another Europe game.
Dude, we're gonna have so many Europe games. I don't know how many we have this year, but it feels like we're just gonna have them until like Thanksgiving.
I need them to stop the Europe games. I don't want them to be on,
Yeah,
and
because
they're
they're never
always
good
bad. They're
games.
always, but also keep them bad because I don't want to wake up at 9:30 Eastern or God for fucking bid 6 a.m. Pacific to watch a good game. Could you imagine if we all missed Jags versus Chiefs because it was at 8 fucking a.m.?
No, that's a good point.
Hate crime. Why does Roger Goodell hate America? Riddle me that. Hmm? First with his Bad Bunny halftime show, then with all his Europe games. Why? What does Roger Goodell have against the United States of America? That's a
Thank you,
real
Mr.
podcast.
President.
That's a. I was gonna
We're
say
on to
that's a lot of
Sunday
podcasts.
morning.
Um, do you want to talk about Broncos -7 over the motherfucking Jets?
No, I do not.
Yeah, no. I mean, like again, every week we're gonna say the same thing about the Jets. They can't pass the ball. All they can do is run the ball. Hard to run the ball against a really good defense like the Broncos. I can only lean Broncos, but I'm not laying a touchdown on Bo Nix. Bo Nix pisses me off.
Yeah, he's not good.
No, and
I'm glad
like
that some of the production has dropped off too, so people can like aren't like, but look at how good his stats were.
I'm mad about Bo Nix because I thought he was the perfect like replica of Dak Prescott, but then he actually has or sorry, I thought he was the perfect replica of Jalen Hurts, but then he actually has way better arm talent that he just didn't figure out how to use until he got to Oregon. Um, again, like Bo Nix is John Mateer. I've only watched two John Mateer games, but that is a perfect spot on comparison for me. Can't hit the broadside of a barn, can't really think. Deep ball from hell in a bad way for the Broncos, not for other teams. Uh, deep ball from heaven if you're playing defense. Uh, but you know, he's actually really athletic and he's got really good size and his arm is really live. Like people thought he had a
Hmm.
weak arm. Very it's some JJ McCarthy syndrome where they're like, "Oh, he never throws deep. He has a weak arm." It's like, "No, no, he really fucking doesn't. He just is a pussy." Why is Clayton Kershaw closing with a gray beard on my TV?
It's the seventh. He's not closing. They're losing too.
I thought it was ninth. I'm at a weird angle.
Fair enough.
Clayton Kershaw should never be closing again. Um, Okay, fuck that game. Let's talk about real American football at an hour that God intended.
After a quick jaunt across the pond, we are back in the States for the early slate.
During our intermission, I looked it up, and the balls is probably from the 50s. Also, the 50s low key all fucking slang ever is just from the 50s. The 50s they made a mission out of finding new ways to say shit, and now we just think it's normal. Like cool. Cool was the hip new slang. Now it's just like I could say cool to my boss. I do every day. At least 5 times a day. Cool. Yeah, no. And then also the 50s, they were super horny. Like half of their slangs just had to do with like stealing your buddy's gal. Um, dude, a bird dog is a guy who likes to try to steal people's girlfriends. And that was just a thing. It's like, my buddy Alex, he's a bird dog. See? 20's that a
That's
little
I
bit.
actually I actually really like Bird Dog. That's fun. I don't know how useful it is. 'Cause I don't know how many people I know like that.
Yeah, see, the problem with bird dog as a slang term is that if you're inclined to call someone a bird dog, you should probably call them "get the fuck away from me."
Yeah, exactly. Like
What's
I
wrong with your brain?
anyway, Sunday, early
Early
slate.
Sunday football.
We have the Cleveland Browns going to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are minus 5.5.
But what if we didn't? What if we pretended we did and then we didn't? I I don't know, man. Do you have a feel?
No, I
Five
do
and a
not.
half's a weird fucking number, right? Where like as far as catching 5.5 goes, I may as well catch four. Anything between 4 and 6 is the same to me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want to lay 5.5 because that's way more than laying 3.5. And it
Yeah, like
feels
I mean,
like more than like you're laying six.
yeah. And my issue is I don't know if the Steelers are good enough to lay more than like 3, but the Browns just feel incredibly dysfunctional in Browns right now. And they did just trade Greg Newsome for Tyson Campbell,
Yeah.
which was strange. I mean, I think Greg Newsome is better, but also he's leaving after this year. So I get wanting to try and lock up another guy, but Tyson Campbell's not very good, and he has a big contract.
Yeah, no, I don't like Tyson Campbell. I famously have disliked him. It's partially because of a rivalry dating back to his days with Eric Stokes over at Georgia, right? Speaking of a bird dog, Tyson Campbell kind of bird dogged Eric Stokes' draft type for no reason at all. Um, that kind of pissed me off. Tyson Campbell has no ball skills. Tyson Campbell has no general awareness of like where he fits in within a defense. Tyson Campbell is pretty fucking athletic, good size, and Tyson Campbell does try to play football, whereas Greg Newsome doesn't love to do that so much. Now, I think it'll be a good trade for the
Yeah.
Jags just because like going to a playoff caliber team in a nice weather city, Greg Newsome's probably going to be a lot happier, probably a lot more motivated to play some real football. But we'll fucking see.
Yeah, plus I think getting traded, especially in the middle of the season, has got to be a little bit of a wake-up call.
Well, yeah,
Like,
especially when like he's got his contract coming up. He's like he probably feels a lot less secure than he did yesterday.
right, like even though it was pretty certain he was leaving the Browns, so he would have been, looking for a new team and wanting to audition for a new team anyway. I feel like there's like an extra urgency to it when you get traded and now you're on a new team trying to audition for other teams next year and everything like that. Like, plus it's just someone giving up on you. Regardless,
Now that I think about
Browns,
it, I kind of lean Browns for the same fucking reason as last week. Plus, I don't think that people realize how bad Aaron Rodgers has been. It's not that he can't make the big plays. He still does. It's that he makes really fucking dumb plays. Like I think Aaron Rodgers has more boneheaded decisions throwing the football to the other team and hitting them right in the fucking chest and or face this year than any other quarterback. And they've been dropped. So like people haven't noticed. And PFF has Rodgers ranked as the worst quarterback in the NFL, and that's probably fucking really harsh because like Jalen Hurts and Bo Nix are in this league, but and so is Tua. What a little array for all of you. I had the audacity to point out that Patrick Mahomes threw a Hail Mary 80 or 68 yards, which is actually fucking real good.
yes, it's very
Just
far.
like it's not legendary. It's not the best in the league. It's not close to the best in the league, but like it's really fucking good. Um, I apparently shouldn't have said that. Hey, the Phils hit another homer. I apparently shouldn't have said that because if Patrick Mahomes can't throw the ball 90 yards, then he's shit, according to Twitter. So I got a lot of the Peter Griffin color swatches meme. It's like, well, first of all, Patrick Mahomes is definitely on the white side of the swatches. And second of
Yeah,
all,
purely going off. We don't need to get into that.
I just named the three worst saboteurs in the NFL at quarterback, and we have one of every kind. Being shitty at stuff doesn't discriminate. It's universal. Most of us are really shitty at most of the stuff that's cool. That's why it's cool. Um, but yeah, Aaron Rodgers is approaching shitty. He's not at that level of shitty, but he's approaching shitty. Still, fuck is the other? Okay, is Miles Garrett healthy? He's listed on the injury report as questionable. He's got a leg. Last week he didn't look so good. He's traveling across the ocean. We'll never fucking know. And even if we did know the diagnosis, it wouldn't matter. Miles Garrett is made of materials that are different from the materials that regular humans are made with. He is made with faster regenerating Wolverine metals and and teleportation particles and mustache hair. And we're not. If Miles Garrett's at all healthy, this offensive line is decent. Its weakness is on the edges. Aaron Rodgers loves to take terrible sacks. It's something he did when he was athletic, and he no longer is that. I can see a world where, against a much simpler defense, Dillon Gabriel in his second start feels a lot more comfortable. The Browns run the ball against these Steelers who have not been able to stop the run all year. That defensive line actually gets after Aaron Rodgers. I don't know how Denzel Ward is going to match up on DK Metcalf just as a size proposition, but
I don't think you
Den-
will.
I mean, Ward is good against bigger receivers typically. He, I mean, he just does it. I don't. It doesn't make sense to me, but he's good at. He does it.
Yeah, but I feel like DK is like the top of that.
Hey, he's fucking 3 inches taller than Jamar Chase. Like
Yeah,
that's a different animal.
who's probably 3 inches taller than Denzel Ward.
Yeah, I mean, like Denzel Ward's probably real life about 5'9".
Hmm.
Or 5'9" versus 6'4" is tough to surmount. Um, yeah, I don't
So
know.
my take on this game is I think the Browns will be able to run, but I am very concerned about their passing game because yes, Dylan Gabriel can kind of like take what's given to him and operate those short passes and everything. He can't throw down the field,
No,
and
not at all.
the Steelers are gonna they know that, and they're gonna just have 11 guys within 15 yards of the line of scrimmage. And so I worry that even though they're going to be able to run the ball and the defense should, induce negative plays to keep the Steelers from putting up a bunch of points, I feel like the Browns might have some turnovers or just an ineffective passing game that kind of tanks everything. And then the defense is on the field for 40 minutes.
And by the end,
And
they just give in.
right, because we've seen it before. I agree that, like they're back in the States. Dylan Gabriel's family can actually go to this game. Like he's got one under his belt now. But this is still a pretty talented defense, especially along the line of scrimmage. The Browns don't have a good offensive line, and the quarterback can't throw deep. So that's where I get scared of betting on the Browns. I think you're right that like if you're going to bet on someone, it should be the Browns because these teams are.
Definitely, it's the lean. It's the lean.
Yeah, because think they're relatively close in that neither of them are good teams. They can play good games, but they also make a shitload of mistakes and don't have the talent to just like get over it. So I think lean Browns, but I don't want to bet on that unless we kind of have to.
Yeah. It's cool the Phillies won though. Next game,
Next game, we have the Arizona Cardinals going to play the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts are -7.
that feels crazy. It feels like they're begging us to bet on the Cardinals, but apparently Kyler Murray is out or questionable, maybe out. I want to see how this line moves, if at all. You know, upon learning more about who the hell is playing quarterback. Dude, look at that PFF offense for the Colts. Now, I think Daniel Jones is way overrated here, but that's just a lot of green, man.
Yeah. It's a really well done operation. I mean, we've talked about their offense for a couple of years of the offense is good. They just
Fucking
didn't have a
good.
quarterback.
Yep.
And Daniel Jones is operating this offense and he has a ton of time and he's got a bunch of people to throw it to with a run game to give him easier looks and a good offensive head coach. I mean, I'm still hesitant when they play real teams
Yeah, I
to
agree
see
completely.
what that looks like because I think that like we've talked about this before, there are guys that can operate offenses, but once the level of difficulty goes up, they they lose it because they don't know what the heck to do. And I
It's
feel
a
like
volume
that's
problem.
right, and I feel like that's 100% what's going to happen with Daniel Jones, but I guess we'll have to see. I mean, to this point, they're killing it, but I don't really want to bet on this game. Maybe if this line moves a little bit, I could bet on the Colts because I think the Cardinals are bad.
The Cardinals are bad, but like if this
And
line, if let's paint a picture, if Jacoby Brissett of 5 minutes ago fame plays instead of Kyler Murray, and the line goes out to 10, I think I fucking take the Cardinals. Because
yeah,
Kyler Murray is the worst possible fit for this offense. I think Jacoby Brissett is a much better fit. Now, he's a more valuable player in a vacuum. He's a better player in a vacuum, but Kyler can't do play action. Kyler can't throw slants over the middle. Kyler can't do the West Coast offense that Drew Petzig understands. It's a match made in hell. The fucking Cardinals are dumb and bad. Fuck this game. Fuck this game. Next
yeah.
game. No, fuck next game. This whole week sucks.
Next game.
We might have to just watch Indiana and Oregon this week, and that's our football fill. And I never say that.
A lot of Browns fans are going to be all over that game.
Gotta watch the ankle biters. Bucket, an ankle biter is a young person in the 50s. Why? Because God forsook them.
Who are the ankle biters? Just the young college players?
Oregon and Indiana,
Mm-hmm.
on account of
I
they're
just meant
not
both
in the
those.
NFL. All of them are older than the NFL players these days, but
Sure.
neither
I
here
just
nor
meant because both the quarterbacks are getting a lot of the early round one hype. Plus Dante Moore's like grew up in Cleveland for a bit.
I need to see Dante Moore play football. He's getting a lot of hype for playing one football team and not
Yeah,
playing particularly well. He was
yeah.
fine.
I'm still I'm still very hesitant of him, but regardless, a lot of time. Next game, we have the Los Angeles Rams going to play the Baltimore Ravens. The Rams are -7.5.
As they fucking should be. Who's playing quarterback for the Ravens? Is it going to be Snoop Huntley? Is it going to be Cooper Rush? Do they have Snoop Huntley yet? Or were they just talking shit?
Yeah, I
Um,
don't want to bet on this game.
yeah, no, if Lamar Jackson was healthy, I'd love to take the Rams probably +2, but that's not even remotely close to happening anymore. And we are left to not watch this fucking game.
Yeah, obviously super unfortunate because if Lamar Jackson was playing, even with the state of the Ravens, it would be a fun game.
Yeah. Ooh, next game is actually competitive. I don't think there's any way we could bet it, but competitive.
Yeah, I agree. Next up, we have the Seattle Seahawks going to play the Jacksonville Jaguars. That game is pick'em.
All right. Do you have any lean? If you had gun to head,
I think I like the Seahawks if you made me pick a team,
that is correct.
because I think that defense is going to frustrate and fluster Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
And Sam Darnold is playing incredible.
Sam Darnold balled the fuck out against the Bucks. He got lucky on, we talked about it, that batted ball at the line. But like other than that, he was kind of perfect. His pick wasn't really his fault. His deep balls have been sick, and he's throwing to dudes who are like slow and not known for separating. So he's picking defenses apart with precision and brains. I mean, and he does this, right? Sam Darnold goes on streaks where it's like, fuck, is Sam Darnold for real? And then he suddenly implodes, and it's like, how did we ever think he was for real? And it largely has everything to do with his pocket presence and his confidence as a thinker, right? But Trevor Lawrence, we've established, kind of dumb, very mistake prone, doesn't monitor or doesn't manage the offense very well. Brian Thomas. Remember when people thought Brian Thomas was like Christ?
Yeah,
I love it. Every once in a while, fantasy football gets Twitter geeked about some wide receiver rookie who ends up being, good. But like people were talking about Brian Thomas Jr. like a fucking all pro. And I think he might have even made the all pro team, which is ridiculous. Uh yeah, this Jags team is just it's good and I like it and we were high on them before the season, but it's messy. It's messy and they need time to adjust and Trevor Lawrence needs to figure his shit out, but we've been saying that for 5 or 6 years, so he's just not fucking gonna. And the real thing the Jaguars have going for them is that their run game has been sick. What do you never do against the Seahawks? Run efficiently. It's just it can't be done. Flip sides of the ball, the Seahawks run game is sick. I mean, when Kenneth Walker is healthy, it's fucking sick. Yeah, Kenneth Walker is the first ranked running back on PFF, and I can't say I totally disagree. I don't think he's not Bijan. He might not be A-Chain, but he's right there. Never healthy, which is a consideration you have to really factor in. But when he is, suddenly I got a craving for sushi. I went to Seattle one time last year, and it was actually really lovely. Aside from the weather and how hideous the people were, ugliest people of any city I've ever been to.
It's a beautiful place, though.
Oh, yeah. So ugly though, the people. I mean, I like those of you who follow me on Twitter have possibly noticed that I like to chart things and keep track of counting. Imagine what I would do in a social setting, especially if I was trying to make a point to my girlfriend. It was very funny for me. She was not enthused. So now I play that game in San Francisco every time I visit. Regardless,
Bet on the Seahawks.
I kind of want to bet on the Seahawks, but at the same time, like, who's forcing me to bet on a pick'em game between two teams of similar caliber and tier? Also, all the sharp money is on the Jaguars. That feels dumb as fuck. What, because they just beat the Chiefs in primetime? Everybody gonna go jerk off on the Jaguars? I'm starting to convince myself the Seahawks are the play.
I think it's the safer play. Obviously, the Jags can catch fire because they do have a really good offensive system. They have a pretty good line. When Trevor Lawrence is on, he's very good. It's just that he's rarely on for more than like a quarter. But if he does play a good game, that offense is going to be able to pass.
True.
And maybe the run game isn't as good as it normally is, but it's still a pretty good run game. And maybe Sam Darnold, because he's known to do this, he might have one of his games where he fumbles 3 times.
So Sam Darnold typically does that when he faces fuck. Oh my god. Yeah, no, we can't bet this game. I was about to say he only does that when he faces a really good pass rush, and the Jaguars don't have that. But I forgot that Trayvon Walker's coming back, and Trayvon Walker is an incredible litmus test for whether or not somebody knows ball, and he always has been. Because remember coming out in that draft, half of Twitter was like, he's the freakiest athlete we've ever seen. You have to draft him top 5 because nobody this athletic has ever been anything other than great, right? And then the other half was like, yeah, but he sucks at football, so he's not good. And the answer is both of you are fucking so wrong. It's crazy. Like, yeah, he had really great combine numbers. He's not really that athlete on the field. Also, like, he's a good athlete, but he's not crazy, right? And then on the other side, he's not bad at football. He was asked to do a different kind of thing at Georgia. Because Georgia says, we've got 11 freakazoid players. Our defensive line just needs to like maintain rush lanes so nothing weird happens. And then we're going to clean up. And like Lewis Seen will go get the sacks. Quay Walker will go get the sacks. Trayvon Walker just holds the pocket down. So Trayvon Walker, good player. Not great, but certainly not bad. And then Josh Hines Allen is just like, I don't know what he has to do to get noticed, but it'll never happen. Like,
Play somewhere besides Jacksonville.
Well, I mean, the man comes into college football, goes to Kentucky, and he's fucking awesome. But like nobody can pay attention because it's fucking Kentucky, the state with the most caves. Of any state, of any place. There's more caves in Kentucky than anywhere.
Yeah, there are caves all over the damn place. That area, I mean, like same with West Virginia. Ohio has a good amount of caves.
I went to Mammoth Cave. I thought it was gonna be dumb. It's fucking really cool, dude.
Dude, caves are sick. They're just also terrifying.
Nah, I'm cool with them. They're fine. Can't get bit by a shark in a cave. That's all I care about.
I'm just heard too many stories of like the people that go cave diving and then
Yeah,
get stuck.
I mean, don't do that. That's insane. You might as well be in the ocean, which is the bad place. Uh, yeah, no, you can't bet on this game. Josh Hines Allen goes to Kentucky. Nobody fucking cares because it's Kentucky. Gets drafted really high because he's really fucking good, but his name's Josh Allen, so he's the other Josh Allen. And by the way, he got drafted at the exact same draft pick. They were both the 7th pick, correct?
I think so.
That fucking sucks, dude. You're the other Josh Allen. So he's like, no, 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 no. I'm gonna be Josh Hines Allen. Like, oh, okay, yeah, no. You definitely identify with the name Hines, and this isn't just a marketing ploy because you're sick of being the other.
Yeah.
I get it. My name is Joe. I've been there, but we fucking see through you, dude. And even as Josh Hines Allen, nobody can care. You wear number 41. That's a dumb number for an edge rusher. You can't do that. It's a fullback number, a bad one. Like, you got a weird last name now. It's a hyphenated last name. This is America. We don't fuck around with that shit. I don't know. And then, like, how are they going to play Greg Newsome? Are they just going to line him up and be like, dude, you know what man coverage looks like? Do it. Like,
And
defense,
they might.
they fucking should. Here's the thing. Playing Joe Flacco, which we will get to, after 4 days of being in a system, insane. There are roughly 200 times more plays on offense than there are on defense. On defense, there are 18 plays. And I know you're going to think that's crazy, but like, really, there's man coverage. There's cover 2. There's cover 3. There's cover 4. If you know those things, you know almost everything you need to do as a defender. You can change them. Ooh, it's cover 6. It's cover 2 on one side, cover 4 on the other side. Whoa, yeah, that's great, lovely. You can add a blitz to any of those plays, but the shells, the coverages typically stay pretty similar. You're just having one less bubble of coverage, right? Or like you could do a robber where you rotate one of your safeties down in man coverage. Like, well, like it's man coverage across, and then the safety rotates down into the hook curl zone, and then one goes back into the deep zone playing center field. Guess what? It's the same 18 motherfucking plays. Greg Newsome knows the 18 plays. On any given play, you can say, like, hey, you know one of those 5 assignments that you've ever done? Yeah, do it again. And like the communication gets complicated, and like when to pass off, when to match, when to mirror, whatever. But yeah, he'll fucking play. He'll be fine. All of this to say, throw this game on the passion pit. Enjoy it. Probably don't bet it. But if you have to bet it, I guess Seahawks, but don't bet it. The passion pit is a 1950s slang term, bucket, for a drive-in movie theater, because that's where everybody goes and does vile sex acts upon each other's bodies.
Next game, we have the Dallas Cowboys going to play the Carolina Panthers. The Cowboys are -3.
Alex, you fucking square, bucket. If you hadn't cut me off, I would have told you that a passion pit also, because of the drive-in movie theater, is just any large screen, which is fucking weird. A pit should not be a TV, but alas, it is. The 50s. The boomers set us up to fail. We're doing Cowboys?
Yes.
Why the fuck are the Cowboys laying 3 against the Panthers?
I don't know, but
This
I
feels
feel
crazy
like we're
again.
gonna bet on the Cowboys.
Are we like closeted becoming Cowboys fans? Because it's every week now that we're like, how the fuck are they laying nothing against a terrible team?
I don't know. I mean, I think people like the Bryce Young has better numbers this year, and some of the analytical models think he's playing a lot better. And the
Bryce
team
Young is a
doesn't.
fucking turkey.
I. What's that one mean, Joe?
I don't really know, but it's a negative term from the 50s. And in the 60s, they added jive to it to make it double bad. A jive turkey. That is. I think it's just like a fraudulent, not cool guy, right?
Probably.
Bryce Young's a fucking turkey. Bucket. It's
Count.
that's it. I mean, like last week, he got lucky as shit to beat a totally decimated, heartbroken. Whatever the Dolphins did to God's people, Pharaoh needs to let them go. Because they've got a fucking plague. Locusts are going to swarm their fucking facilities next week. Their firstborns are already dead. There's nothing we can do to save them. Like this is Exodus shit. I don't know. And the Panthers needed like they were getting blown out, or did they even lose? They lost, didn't they? Who cares? It's bad
I
football.
I think they won.
I don't care. Yeah, they did. They won. They
Yeah.
were getting blown out and then they won. But I don't care. Bad football. Free Tet McMillan till it's backwards. Tet McMillan is the boss. By the way, boss, I don't know about you. In like 2008, the coolest thing you could be at a Chicago public school was boss.
Yeah, yeah. No, we had that too.
Yeah, we were just stealing 50s valor. I didn't know this. In the 50s, fucking boomers were calling shit boss. Give
Things
it
are
up to the boom.
cyclical, man.
That's one of the better slang terms of my lifetime bucket. Um, the Panthers are not boss. The Cowboys offense kind of is. Dak is playing really well. Like, again, Dak is another fun litmus test because Twitter thinks that Dak is a litmus test, but they're wrong. Twitter thinks Dak is a litmus test. If you know he's good, then you know ball. If you don't think Dak is good, then you're a casual. The reality is, Dak's kind of good by default right now, in that there are five really great quarterbacks who are like Hall of Fame caliber great in my opinion relative to other eras. But then after that, there's nothing. So Dak is probably like the seventh or eighth best quarterback in the NFL. But it's not because he's good. It's just that there's nothing else. Because Trevor Lawrence never took a step or two that he was supposed to. And like the rookies are all young. JJ McCarthy is young. Like we don't know what some of these guys are going to be. He's like, and Dak is just consistently there as like the low end franchise quarterback, the lowest possible end franchise quarterback. So that's plenty enough. The offense has been creative. I don't fear Carolina getting after Dak. He's not going to be pressured. I don't know who Jones is, their edge rusher. This is going to embarrass me. No, actually, it's not. I don't know who the fuck Pat Jones is. Who the fuck is Pat Jones?
Not sure. Does it concern you that it looks like all the sharp money is on the Panthers?
No, the sharp money loves the Panthers for two reasons. Let me tell you. First of all, our buddies over at Sportfolio Kings, do love the Panthers. They're very unlucky on offense. That being said, you know what tends to make teams unlucky? Dog shit quarterbacks who have absolutely no versatility or ability to overcome anything that is not perfect. Like, if you were to create in a lab a quarterback that couldn't handle the red zone, it'd be Bryce Young. He's too small. He can't see shit. He has a weak arm. He can't force the ball into tight windows. He's too small. He can't really run. So what the fuck's he going to do? He's screwed. So they will always eternally underperform in the red zone. They will always eternally turn the ball over more than they should because of their tiny quarterback who lacks the arm talent to do cool shit. They have no pass rush. Oh, and then the second reason that sharps love the Panthers is because analytics love the Panthers because Eric Eager runs the Panthers and he's just too friendly with all of Analytica. Like that legitimately moves the needle.
Yeah, wouldn't be shocked.
I think both of those two things are dumb and bad. Therefore, that's our first bet of the week, dude. We're doing it. I mean, we got to find 5. I'll toss some of my own real money on it. Probably a half unit of my real money, but yeah, Cowboys.
Yeah, like the Cowboys defense is terrible, but I think exactly what you pointed out that the Panthers they're going to self-destruct a little bit. And as we talked about with the Jets game from last week, you still need a good offense to take advantage, or not good offense, but somewhat of a good offense to take advantage of a bad defense so that you're not just self-sabotaging, and they're going to have to score a lot to keep up with Dallas.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a track meet, and Bryce Young does not have the facilities, bruv. Per that meme. My
Nick,
my brother-in-law is kind of sort of British, and he loves that fucking meme. He sends it all the time.
this is a good meme.
Good meme.
Next game, we have the Los Angeles Chargers going to play the Miami Dolphins. The Chargers are -4.
The Tua Bowl. Mm. If the Chargers were even a little bit healthy, I would unload the fucking clip. Even still, let's face it, we're probably going to end up betting on the Chargers.
Probably just because it's such an actionable line. The Dolphins have nothing left.
I want to understand, we're about to do a bucket. I want to understand how the 50s children came up with the term dreamboat to mean a handsome man. I see Justin Herbert, I don't think of a boat at all. I understand calling a woman, such as Madison Beer, a dolly if they're very pretty. That makes sense. Dolls are cute. They're made to be pretty. But a dreamboat, do you think bitches are looking at us and they're like, damn, I could float on him across waterways? Is that a thing? Do we need to be more buoyant?
Maybe that's the whole dad bod thing.
True. Wait, does fat float?
Yeah,
And silicone does not.
I think so.
That's the hot tub test. Yep, that's a thing. Okay. The Chargers just traded Alohi Gilman for Jason Owe, Odafe Owe. Assuming Owe plays, because he's had health problems this year again. Assuming he plays, it moves the needle a little, because Gilman was a good player, but the Chargers were stacked at safety. Like, they're gonna kick Elijah Molden out to free safety. That's an upgrade, honestly. And then Owe is like fine, but in the absence of Joey Bosa, they kind of really needed that. The Dolphins' offensive line is dog shit from hell, on fire. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. It's actually like their offensive line is very hurt, so it's not all their fault. But largely, it is so bad that it frustrates their ability to run quick game. That's when you know shit's bad. They don't have Tyreek. That's bad. They do have the best tight end of all time when he plays, but he also never plays, and he's kind of insane in Darren Waller. That's nice. I think Deion Henley is one of the few linebackers you can actually run with him. I think that'll be a fun matchup to watch if I get time next week. In the end, it's going to come down to, can the Chargers get margin? And frankly, I think they can. I bet this line goes down at 3.5 because all the sharp money's pouring in on the Dolphins. The line's already shaded to 3.5, right? It's Chargers -4, and then the odds are -105. So we might get a 3.5. I think that's probably going to be a bet, dude.
Yeah, I mean, given that we only have one up to this point, and as much as we, just talked about the Chargers are still the Chargers, the Dolphins are rough right now.
Yeah, the Dolphins are a backup team. These teams are almost mirror images of each other. The Dolphins, an inept roster staffed by a fucking terrible GM who's married to the least competent quarterback of all time. Did I already say that Tua is the least competent quarterback of all time? He could do nothing. Like he adds nothing to your team.
Probably, but it can't hurt to say it again.
The least competent quarterback of all time. He adds nothing to his team. No athleticism, no size, no discernible talent to speak of. Orchestrated by the brilliant mind of nerd Mike McDaniel. Are the Dolphins trash because their entire roster is fucking terrible and their quarterback is really hard to watch? Or is it because Mike McDaniel wears glasses? On the other side, the Chargers, the epitome of dysfunction, and their coach, a geriatric, younger version of Gary Busey. With their incredible dreamboat quarterback,
who cannot be stopped by any force except his own team. Starring an offensive line that is dead, wide receivers who are better than they were, but still not that great, running backs from Michigan that Jim Harbaugh can't fucking quit, and Jim Harbaugh, who shat himself and hasn't noticed. God damn. Like, if you could just switch the quarterbacks. Or, no. Would you
Switch
rather
the coaches.
Would you rather switch the quarterbacks or switch the coaches? I'm not sure. Can I resurrect Tyreek Hill? If not, switch the coaches.
I think switch the coaches because the Dolphins, like, yeah, they have Waddle and maybe Tyreek, but probably not ever again.
Darren Waller plays football sometimes, allegedly.
Yeah, but like, what's the longevity on that?
He's like a cryptid.
Whereas the Chargers, like, they kind of just need receivers. Like the line when healthy is good,
Yeah.
but regardless,
Man, I fucking hate the Chargers. This is really Justin Herbert and the backups versus the Dolphins backups. I guess the reason I'm inclined to work is really infiltrating my brain. I almost said the reason I'm inclined to vote on the Chargers. Yikes. The reason I'm inclined
Joe's
to,
a professional voter, by the way.
yeah, well, sometimes. Tomorrow I might get paid a lot of money to vote. Um, Probably fucking will. Uh, we'll talk. Uh, The reason I'm inclined to bet on the Chargers is because despite how much I adore them, my sweet, sweet boys, Chop Robinson and Jalen Phillips, just both fucking suck. And I don't get it. They're like, it's beyond the PFF grades. They're not generating any pressure whatsoever. And like, both of them are coming off of injury, but like, man, fuck that. Not cool. By the way, cool, bucket. In the 50s, people invented the word cool as a way to say something was nice or good. That's crazy. Also, nifty. How the fuck did they find that one? When's the last time you thought something was good and you're like, you know what this reminds me of? Is when the temperature is low. That doesn't make sense. And then how do you even get to nifty? The world may never know because I'm too lazy to look it up.
Just sounds good. Someone just said it and they were like, "Ooh, that is nifty."
People didn't even have drugs in the 50s. Oh,
What?
nope, wait, they had so much drugs they didn't even know it was drugs. They were drinking cocaine popularly.
Not by then. It wasn't
I think it
like
was like the 30s.
no, I think it was like the 1910s, 1890s, something like that. I think
We had to
the
fucking go get Wilhelm, dude. We had to fucking take it to his ass. Need your cocaine drink.
your medicine of that was just basically a morphine cocaine speedball.
The 50s are underrated drugs. I totally forgot that like the reason drug culture didn't exist is because everybody just thought that the drugs were food.
Like this is such a tangent, but like Judy Garland, who played in The Wizard of Oz as
Yeah.
Dorothy.
Oh God. Yeah.
That woman was on drugs for like 30 straight years because it was just like, well, she needs to be up to record all these films.
They methed and cigaretted her into every second of The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. And they did that for everything. But
That
that was
poor
just
little
like,
girl.
yeah, it's like, well, she's an actor. We give her speed.
I also love that the qualification for being the biggest movie star in the world was just like, hey, can we take your daughter and give her a bunch of speed? Sure. Wow, you're gonna be a star. Fucking
And
why?
she was.
Because we can put speed in her. The key to everything is actually speed. I'm on 5 right now. All right. We're not very hip. We're talking about shit that happened 80 years ago. Hip. Another one. Hipster. They did hipster. We use that shit like water. Bucket. Say what you will about the 50s. Maybe we should all be on speed. They had good words.
Yeah, that's how
Way
they
better.
came up with the nifty.
Way better than Bussy. We need to get the kids
You
back on speed.
you
Off the
take
weed, onto speed.
You take 12 reds, you're going to be coming up with words like nifty as well.
I'm partial to the green ones. Uh, I'm not. I don't even take caffeine. Yeah, so I think we're just gonna go fucking Chargers because 4, maybe 3.5. Wait on that bitch. It can't get worse than 4. It can get better, right? It's asymmetric
Yeah.
risk. If at the end of the week it goes to 4.5, you're exactly where you fucking were. That extra half point means nothing to me. But if you can get this thing to drop below to like 3.5 or maybe even 3, probably not, but maybe that would be the bird's pajamas, the cat's pajamas, the bee's knees. That would be gangbusters. Bucket.
It's a bet. Chargers -4, but wait to see if you can get -3.5 or even unlikely, but 3.
Fuck it. I don't know. We got to make bets. I honestly, I kind of want to make all these bets like half units this week because I don't like them. But
Yeah, it's a lot of leans that we have to act on. But closing out the 1 o'clock hour, early slate, 12 o'clock hour, whatever it is to you, we have the New England Patriots going to play the New Orleans Saints. The Patriots are -3.5.
well, do you have thought? You seem to have thoughts.
I not really. It's just that it's an actionable line. Neither of these teams are good, but one of them has a great quarterback. And Christian Gonzalez is back for the Patriots, which is kind of huge.
True.
But I mean, 3.5 scares me a little bit. And I don't know. I mean,
The Patriots should not lay 3.5 to anybody.
right? I think they're a better team than the Saints, but 3.5 even feels high, which is kind of a testament to how low we think of the entirety of that team.
I don't really know what to do with this game. Like honestly, I don't think that I can give a handicap that is helpful.
I can't because I don't know enough about the Saints.
Okay, here's another one. We're gonna skip the next game because Raiders Titans. I genuinely don't know what the fuck to do with that game. The Titans won a game last week on a pick 6 the other way. They threw a pick and it turned into 6 points. Did you see that shit?
Yes, that was one of the crazier plays I think I've ever seen.
Did you see
Scoring
that
plays, at least.
the poor domestically abused running back before he got his ass beat dropped the ball on the goal line for no reason at all? Again? How do we keep doing this? It's not that cool of a celebration. I'd get it if it was like the coolest fucking shit, but it's not that cool. And it doesn't look
Maybe
any less cool if you drop the ball 2 yards in.
maybe they have like a gambling ring and it's a year-long competition to see who can drop it closest to breaking the plane while still breaking it.
And the whole time Trevor Lawrence won on accident. Man, this game is dumb. The Titans Raiders game is also dumb. But like seriously, I'm not talking about the Titans Raiders. I'm not.
No, we don't need to. As far as Patriots Saints, I lean Patriots, but 3.5 feels like kind of a prohibitive number when these are both bad teams.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think I even lean Saints, but with no conviction at all. Not even a cigarette bet.
Yeah.
I would never jeopardize one of my precious cigarette trophies on
All
such.
right. Moving on.
Let's do it. The Peace Day Resistance.
Into the late slate, we have the San Francisco 49ers going to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bucks are -3.
Hey, guess what, guys? This is the part of the podcast where we say, yeah, we're gonna fucking bet on the Bucks.
To say.
This is
The weekly Tampa Bay bet.
Yeah. Largely, this podcast will be profitable to the extent that the Buccaneers will continue to win against the spread. It's just that simple. We think they're dramatically underrated. We think their quarterback's dramatically underrated. Wait, hold on. I gotta see what they graded Baker Mayfield for last week. Watch it be like 84. Watch him be like, yeah, he was okay. Baker. There's so many Bakers. But there's only one Baker Mayfield.
They gave him a 92. I don't know how any game could have theoretically been better by anybody when you have 3 big time throws and 3 inaccurate passes, 380 yards. But hey,
I mean, yeah, he was perfect.
he was literally perfect. Whatever, man. You fucking assholes.
Not
And
literally.
this is
but
why we make money. Oh, I said fucking assholes. That's a sentence. Chris Godwin might not play. Look at my face. Do you see how much I care? I don't fucking care. I don't care at all. Chris Godwin, in his current state, maybe he's better when he gets healthy. Look at my face. You think I believe that? I don't fucking believe that. In his current state, Chris Godwin is the 4th best receiver on the team. Like, Emeka Ibuka is everything Chris Godwin was supposed to be. Everything Chris Godwin was in his prime. Ibuka is smart as hell. He has usually really good hands, and then occasionally he'll drop some balls that just make you fucking furious, because how the fuck did you drop that? But then he makes up for it, and you gotta be like, well, I can't be mad at you. But fucking, come on. The offensive line for the Bucs is still kind of a mash unit. Next week, they should get their right tackle back, and that should kind of fix everything. But for the time being, not so great. That's okay. The 49ers have no pass rush. And Nick Bosa, is Nick Bosa out for the year? Yeah, he tore his ACL.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure it tore his knee.
Yeah, so the Buccaneers are in great shape on offense. They've got the best quarterback in the world. Remember, like, as recently as 2 years ago, where me saying that Baker Mayfield was a really good quarterback was sacrilege?
Yes.
How? I don't understand how people can so exuberantly, so passionately call me an idiot for thinking Baker Mayfield's good. And then when Baker Mayfield's destroying the world and leading MVP races, nobody thinks for a second like, oh, maybe I was wrong to call that guy insane.
Well, no, Joe, because you see, he just got good.
Yeah, no, it's true.
He had to struggle in Cleveland and Carolina and be humbled by the releases and everything, and then he could build himself back up and become this. He definitely wasn't like this before. This
I
is a new
know,
man.
I know that you are very clearly being as sarcastic as a man can be, and I still want to hit you. Open hand.
It makes me so sad. We had it, Joe. We had it.
We
We
knew the whole
threw it
time.
away for a sex pest.
I mean, did we do an emergency podcast when that trade happened?
I don't remember.
I remember exactly where I was. I was living in New York the first time, and I had just come back from a 13-mile skate around the island of Manhattan. I rollerblade. And yeah, I literally got home, and as I walked in the door, or rolled in the door, boom, notification, trade, Deshaun Watson to Cleveland. And we said at the time, significant downgrade. And everybody said, that's crazy. Deshaun Watson's fucking elite. Baker Mayfield's trash bullshit. And I said, that's insane. This is a top 5 quarterback, and you're giving up on him for a top 20 quarterback who also is, kind of a rapist, allegedly. But, like, at the time, seemed pretty well alleged. Who's to say if those 50 women were coordinated and lying? Who could know? I can't, I'm not here to judge. Except I fucking am. Yeah, no. So we fucking knew. Nobody fucking agreed with us. Everybody thought everybody said nasty things about us and our mental state. And we were right. It doesn't matter. We're that homeless lady in DC who did find the white devil, my dad. And nobody will believe her. And nobody cares. God damn it. Anyway.
But at least we get to make money off Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, except when the Eagles block kicks. Fuck you, Birdwatcher. I still haven't forgiven you. I love you dearly. As with every Buccaneers game, the entire fucking analysis comes down to, can the defense hold up? And as with every Buccaneers game, the first thing we're going to say is, can't run on these Bucs. And you still can't. You cannot run on the Buccaneers. The questions begin pretty crazy in the secondary, because the Buccaneers are missing Ben Morrison, corner, Jamel Dean, corner, both really, really good. And then apparently today, Zion McCollum showed up to practice in a cast
What?
on his arm.
Nah, he can play with cast on his arm.
But Todd Bowles says he's not hurt. So I don't fucking know what to believe. Zion McCollum is pioneering some extremely hip, trendy Florida fashion. Motherfuckers just walk around in slings. Fun. Florida. And then to correspond with the Buccaneers having no corners, the 49ers have no receivers. Pearsall's not playing. Kendrick Bourne defines mid. Demarcus Robinson actually played pretty well last week. He didn't have the yardage that Bourne had, but he was a better wide receiver. He got open better. And then, like, who's quarterback? Is it Mac Jones? Or is it Brock Purdy? I'd rather it be Mac Jones, or I'd rather it be Brock Purdy for my bet. If I'm a 49ers fan, which I never will be, and don't you fucking ever think about it, I fucking hate. I may watch this game in San Francisco. I may wear a Baker Mayfield jersey in a bar in San Francisco and dare anyone to give a fuck about sports around me. And this is why people always get shot at 49ers games, because they forget there is a certain subsection of San Franciscans who fucking love sports. We're not going to go into who. I said we're not. It's actually,
all right.
It's a lot of Samoan dudes, actually. For real. They fucking love football and saying the N-word, and it's really uncomfortable. If the 49ers can't run very well against the Bucs and they're forced to throw the ball, I want Brock Purdy throwing the ball because he does dumb shit and has no arm talent. If it has to be Mac Jones throwing the ball, that's fine, because he also does dumb shit and has no arm talent. But he has less confidence, so he just trusts the system more, whereas Brock Purdy has been in the system for a while and is like trying to make things happen. In the end, fuck it. Severe quarterback advantage. Take the Bucs -3. We'll probably get to -2.5 by tomorrow night.
Should we wait on it?
Yeah.
All right. So Bucks, cha-ching. It -3, we'll take it, but wait to see if you can get -2.5. 1 unit or 2?
100 units. No, that was a typo. Not just 1 unit for now. We'll figure it out. We have to have a best bet, but honestly, it might just be that the Bucks are our only full unit bet and everything else is half.
Yeah. All right. Next game. We have the Cincinnati Bengals going to play the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are -14. Sunday night?
Well, here's the thing. The Bengals absolutely are the right side. You should bet the Bengals. But I can't know what Joe Flacco is. If Joe Flacco walks out there with a cane and has no idea what he's doing and throws the ball directly into Micah Parsons' arms 4 times, I would not be shocked. And therefore, I can't bet this shit.
I mean, he's been bad this year, and he's not going to know what's going on.
And he can't.
And their offensive line is god awful.
I think that's underrated. But it's facing Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary, so it's going to get fucked. Yeah, fuck that game. Don't talk about that game. We're waiting all
Sunday
night. We're waiting all night for Gary Underwood time.
Thanks, Gary. The Detroit Lions are going to play the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are -2.
That was your best work. That was absolutely your best work. This is our best bet. Do you know what? I mean, you know what we're doing.
Yeah. Taking the Lions.
We're taking
the points.
We're taking the stacked Lions, and we're taking a money line because 2 points means fucking dick butkus to me. Stacked bucket. Yeah, remember when I said the 50s slang was just super horny? The original term for stacked is a big tittied woman because it was like things were stacked up on top of her.
I feel like that's still the meaning.
It is, but like a stacked roster is like a roster that has redundancies of value. You would just imagine that the slang originated from a more wholesome place, but no, it started with tits.
Okay, I see what you're saying. That usage for everything of saying there's an abundance.
Yeah, like I would very commonly say in public or in polite society, like that's a stacked lineup right there. And what I'm really saying is That lineup is kind of like a girl with giant tits. And that feels weird. And I don't like that the boomers, with their horny asses, did this to me again. Are the 50s kids even boomers? I don't know, but I don't like them.
I think if they were born in the 50s, they're boomers. But
Fuck.
if they were up and making slang terms, and they're probably, I think it's greatest generation, which is insane that that's a name for a generation.
No,
Like
that
that's,
can't be. The greatest generation was already in their 20s. They'd already killed Nazis and they were old and crotchety by then. I think the boomers were born in the 40s.
I think it was like the last couple years of the 40s, though.
I'm gonna make an executive decision. The boomers are anybody born when Hitler was in power until Led Zeppelin was tight. Fair?
Officially, it's 1946 to 1964.
That's actually pretty close to the time frame I made.
Yeah,
There's-
it's
there's-
just that it started after Hitler was in power.
Yeah, it actually started when Hitler was kind of already losing power. Hmm. Yeah, no, they got to fix that. They got to really kick that shit back to 1938 for purposes of me ripping on boomers for their dumbass fucking slang. Uh, this being said, Lions money line, best bet of the week. I don't understand it. All the money's coming in on the Chiefs. The line is moving dramatically towards the Chiefs. I picked up Lions money line at plus 100 on Sunday night, and I was like, oh, what a fucking steal. I'm stealing. This is ridiculous. This should be Lions minus 140. And now it's out to minus or plus 120. So, once again, I don't have CLV. I rarely do. Don't fucking care at all. But because I do always have profit, and that's actually what matters. But I don't know. What is the logic? Get inside the mind of a casual fan for me, because I'm so removed I can't. Why?
I mean, my best guess is it's in Kansas City, which is a very hostile place. Jared Goff is a wilting flower.
It's warm out, and the bank robber is in prison.
Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say is that, but it's gonna be like 70 and nice.
It's
So I
gonna
don't
be
think that
88.
really plays in.
88 degrees. That can't be correct at 8:20 p.m.
No. I think that's like the high for the day because I think it's like low in the mid 60s and high in the high 80s or something. And by Sunday night, it'll probably be like low 70s. Either way, it's going to be nice.
Yeah.
The cold factor for Jared Goff isn't going to come in. But I don't know. I mean, the Lions have been rolling. They've been beating up on good teams. That offense looks truly unstoppable. I don't know. They look good.
Okay. Football talk. One, it's time to give Dan Campbell his flowers. I
Yeah.
haven't selected a bouquet yet, but I have to. It's on my list of things to do. I love Ben Johnson still, but I'm a little worried that Ben Johnson might not be everything I was told he was. I was under the impression that Ben Johnson was 100% of the reason for the Lions offense. Ben Johnson's gone. The Lions offense is still fucking sick. Still very creative in the run game, lots of trick plays, and finding ways to get receivers open down the field for Jared Goff to hit large windows. Is Dan Campbell fucking smart? It seems like he's fucking smart. If Dan Campbell is having that much of an impact on the offense, then there won't be the drop-off that we expected this year at all. And this team is going to be fucking really hard to beat, just like last year, except also their defense is not completely destroyed by injuries. Yet. They're well on their way. They're missing 2 starting cornerbacks again. Not good ones, because I don't have those on the entire roster, but ones, nonetheless. On the bright side, I don't know if they'll need him. Aiden Hutchinson might be that guy. He might be the best defensive end in football. I know.
Miles is still better.
It's probably still Miles, but Aiden Hutchinson gets pressures more often. He's not as
Let's see him do it a little longer.
well, yeah, and he's not as freaky, and he's not getting double and triple teamed conga line style, so like it's different. But you could argue he's at least the most productive, right? Because he's not getting triple teamed. And like, yeah, gravity and like, opening shit up for your teammates. Yeah. At worst, Aiden Hutchinson's the second best defensive end in the NFL. He's going against Jawan Taylor, who notably has a really hard time joining a play. He's so slow off the line that he has to actively cheat to keep up. And Josh Simmons, who I love, but he's a rookie. And he's a banged up rookie. So Mahomes is going to be under pressure. He has not been able to throw the deep ball again. Fun fact, I've charted every game every snap Mahomes has taken in every game he has played since 2020. Are you aware of the last time he played a good game by my grading standard, which is a B or above?
2023.
No. Unfortunately, you have stolen all the wind right out of my sails. Week 11 last year, he got above a B against the Bills. Got a B+. Last time he got an A, of course, was week 3 of 2023 against the Bears in a first half blowout.
Of course.
2 years. 2 years since his last A. This man's a fucking fraud. And a frog, but mostly a fraud. And I don't hate Patrick Mahomes. Again, people who've been following for a long time know that, I liked him out of college. I thought when he took over for Alex Smith, I said he's going to be a good quarterback and the Chiefs are going to be unbeatable because it's a huge upgrade from Alex Smith and Andy Reid's the GOAT. And I was right. And the Chiefs made me a ton of fucking money, but it's time. It's been 2 years since Patrick Mahomes was the guy he is considered. They're frauds. We should fade them every week. And they're playing against a team with a great offensive line, a great defensive line, great receivers, great running back, quarterback who won't fuck it up, and apparently a great offensive mind at coach. I don't know where the Chiefs have an advantage because honestly, I'm not certain that Patrick Mahomes is better than Jared Goff anymore. I feel that he is. Obviously, his highs are way fucking higher than Jared Goff could even imagine. But we haven't seen Patrick Mahomes be good in a long fucking time. And no, we haven't seen Jared Goff be good either, but that's kind of the point. It's the same shit, really. It's frustrating. I don't like saying it, but yeah, Lions. In fact, 2 units, Lions. Money line.
What are those odds? Plus 120?
Plus 120.
Yeah, my read on this comes down to it's as simple as I think Detroit is going to be able to score much more easily than Kansas City. And I think Kansas City's going to have to, it's going to be a track meet, and they're going to have to score a lot, which they haven't really shown an ability to do this year. So, Lions. Plus, it's great odds for that.
Yeah. Whoa, the Vegas Knights and the LA Kings are tied in the third period. The Knights are on the second day of a back-to-back, too.
Well,
we are going to bet on the Knights. Sidebar for you football fans. You won't have any idea what this means. Alex, the Knights are going to be one of my overtime teams this year. They're low-key stacked on offense and electric and fun. And fuck, they just scored before I could get the bet in because I had to say that shit.
Yeah, no, their roster's crazy this year. They got a couple questions in goal and on defense, but they're going to be able to score like crazy.
I don't have those questions. Zach Whitecloud, Lakota King, my man, cousin. Monday night?
On to Monday. Another doubleheader Monday night. First up, we have the Buffalo Bills going to play the Atlanta Falcons. The Bills are -4.
Why is every game -4 now? Who did this? Can we stop them? Let me see
What are
my
you feeling?
call. We got to bet the Bills.
Yeah.
The Falcons. What do we know about the Falcons offense? We made note of this a couple weeks ago. I don't know if it was on the pod or just us talking. But every time the Falcons play a team with slow or bad linebackers, their offense looks really efficient because they find ways to get Bijan Robinson the ball in space, and then he just houses the bitch. The Bills have good at the very least, they have mobile linebackers who are solid in coverage. I don't know if I think Terrell Bernard's great, but I think he's good enough that this is not a problem. And he's certainly athletic enough. Additionally, the Bills are reeling. They just lost to their division rival, the Patriots. They're going to be very refocused. The Falcons are off a bye, but they suck, so I don't care. Well, not suck. Their coach sucks, right? Their coach doesn't move the needle for me, so I don't care that they're off a bye because I don't think the extra prep time helps them any. The Bills are kind of a square side.
Yeah, but I think it's right. I mean, we've talked about the Bills. They played down or up to their competition. And I think last week was the perfect example of that. They're going to be playing a team that they think is at least pretty good. They're coming off an embarrassing loss. Josh Allen is enough
Yeah, that's it.
against the Falcons.
Josh Allen is enough.
Mm-hmm.
Handicap. That's really the whole handicap. I don't believe in Michael Penix at all. He's been bad again. Bijan is their saving grace. I think that the Falcons will be able to run the ball against the Bills, but that's not how they typically use Bijan. Now, they should, but they don't. And we have to handicap what they do. So yeah, purely because we need a bet, I think Bills.
Yeah, I mean it's very square. It's not an ideal number, but I think we're getting the Bills at the right time. And as many holes as they have, Josh Allen is the great hope. And
What kind of hope
I,
is he, Alex?
the football hope.
Well done.
And I think the Falcons just aren't a good enough team to be able to keep up with that, especially if they have to score by running, where the Bills could theoretically, I mean, obviously, we know Josh Allen can turn the ball over from time to time, or James Cook can, but they're going to score quicker. I think they're going to have an easier time scoring. It's just, do they self-sabotage?
Yeah, and they probably won't because they probably got all that out of their system. Why can't I
Yeah.
watch the Oilers versus Flames game on TV? Why do I have to go to an app? They should consolidate all the streaming apps into one hub that I can work with a singular remote without switching apps. And they should give me like a ease of access shortcut code, which is just a number for each of the different streaming platforms within this hub. So like if I want to put on ESPN Plus, I could do it by pressing like, I don't know, 333 on the remote as a shortcut. They need to reconstitute cable.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of are. It's slowly just circling back to cable.
We know that's where you're going. Just fucking do it. Put it on me. I need it. Okay, yeah, Bills. Final game of the week. The mega revenge game.
Closing out Monday night and week 6, we have the Chicago Bears going to play the Washington Commanders. The Commanders are -4.5.
All right, our entire handicap basically boils down to, can Tyreek Stevenson avenge his gut-wrenching loss to the fans of the Washington Commanders by playing football instead of talking to them? I'm not certain.
Me either.
I actually kind of like the Bears +4.5 here. As much as I like any of these other fucking games, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't love it, but I don't love a lot of the things we picked today.
I don't like, I like two bets. I really like two bets and kind of the Cowboys. I
Yeah,
like the
I
Bucs.
think I like the Cowboys, I like Tampa, and I like Detroit.
Yeah, same. In reverse order. I kind of like the Cowboys a decent amount. I like the Bucks normal amount, and I really like the Lions. Everything else, we still have to bet it, and I still think our leans are better than most people's likes, but whatever. I lean Bears. Here's why. I get Ben Johnson, brilliant offensive mind, we think, still, off of a bye, right? Offensive geniuses gain more from a bye week than normal coaches. We have a Washington team that's overrated, right? Like last week, they just had a bit of a fraudulent win as the underdog. They upset the Chargers. Hypothetical man, Justin Herbert. But like, we watched that game. Herbert's offensive line was ruined and dreadful, and drops killed the Chargers, and basically the Commanders got 10 points off of fluke bullshit that doesn't really impact the score. Like they had a late... The Commanders scored a touchdown at the end of the game when like the game was over. The Commanders scored a field goal at the end of the first half on a long bomb that frankly felt fluky more than anything. They stole a touchdown at the goal line, and the Chargers turned the ball over on downs twice because drops. I think the Bears can stop the run a little better, although Bill Merritt looked unstoppable against the fucking Chargers.
Bill, Bill, Bill.
I told you I love Bill.
Hmm.
I it's better than I thought it would be. I mean, I thought he'd be really good. I didn't think he'd be great out of the box. Like, I thought he'd be a good quality starting running back. I didn't think he'd be a great running back. McLaurin might be back, but even if he's back, he's not going to be at full speed, so I'm not super worried about him yet. I'm not super worried about the passing game for the Commanders generally. I think the Commanders probably scored 21 points, right? So then the question is just, can the Bears score 20 points? Fuck, 17 points. Can the Bears score 17 points? Could they have 3 scoring drives? Why not?
I think so.
I really think so.
I just get worried if they have to go into a shootout.
But like,
Just because the Commanders feel more comfortable in that situation.
because we know what they are, right? They've done it. Sorry, I quickly have to bet on the Oilers. They're going to overtime. We know that the Oilers never lose in overtime. This is the way. Having hockey back in my life it's a great way to get from football game to football game.
It's all life is measured in anymore. It's just getting from football to football and filling the in-between time with hockey.
Dude, I swear to God. I was sitting on the couch today when I got home and I was watching playoff baseball. I was like, fuck. I wish there was like something to feel excited and colorful about tonight. Like, I don't know. And I was like, oh, I mean football. I mean, I want to watch football. And I'm mad because I have to wait till tomorrow to watch football. And I'm not going to watch that game. Although it might be fun to go to an Eagles bar in New York City.
New York City.
Daddy-o is a slang term from the 50s. I know it's not, but it feels like a sex crime.
It's all context based.
In a 90s cartoon, the coolest thing you could do is lean on a wall and say the word Daddy-o. I'm pretty sure there's an entire episode of Rocket Power about that. And like several characters in several different shows whose entire personality was the use of the word Daddy-o while leaning on something.
I remember there was a villain in Scooby-Doo that did that.
That sounds right. It sounds dead right. In Hey Arnold, there was a guy who did it. That's enough. Do we trust Caleb Williams? So we said at the beginning of the year, listen, because I feel the same way, but I think it's unwarranted. In the summer, when we did the preview, we said, we don't know what the Bears offense is going to look like in September, but in October, it'll be pretty good. And by November, it should be great. And every indication we have, every data point we have has shown a steady climb from what the fuck are we doing? This is a disaster to this is pretty good. And now they've had a bye week to get everything really ironed out. And theoretically, this week should be their first step into, well, goddamn. If they are in, well, goddamn. I think the Bears win this game. And if they win this game, they probably cover plus 4.5.
Yeah, I think that's how it works.
Genuinely, I don't know how the Commanders intend to cover the Bears' onslaught of weaponry. Right? Like, DJ Moore is going to be more involved just because they have done nothing with him. Roma Dunze has been solid. Alameda Zacchaeus is reliable, and Luther Burden's the best receiver on the team. He's going to be so fucking good when he learns how to literally just line up on plays. It's so insane how dumb he can be. Like, I'm not even joking. At Missouri, his last year at Missouri, they ran a ton of fucking screens to him and like really cut down the amount of offense he was part of because he literally couldn't figure out where to line up.
That seems like a problem though. Like if you can't
Counterpoint.
figure out that basic part, like are you ever?
I don't care
because I can point at a part of the world and say, stand there. And when the ball moves, run this shape. And I know that people try to make football sound like confusing and difficult all the time, but one of the most perfect examples, if you watch the Manning cast on Monday Night Football, apparently Travis Hunter never once practiced with the offense. The offense at Colorado. Now that's dumb, and that's bad coaching by Dion, because the offense is way more intricate than the defense. Remember, there are 18 plays on defense. God damn it. Every play that Travis Hunter was on offense, there was a designated assistant coach whose entire job was to signal to Travis Hunter where to line up and what route he was going to run on that play. He did not know the rest of the routes. He did not know the progression. He did not know any of the options. He did not know how to maneuver his route if it was man versus zone. He knew, I line up here today, and I'm going to run a corner. And he won the fucking Heisman. Now, did he deserve to? Of course not. But that's not the point. The point is you can be at least mildly productive with no fucking idea what you're doing if you're athletic. And Luther Burden is. Which is a very, very long tangent to say, I think I believe in this Bears offense. And I hate believing in the Bears. I don't do it. Which makes me feel that it is a valid opinion. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
No, absolutely. I mean, you typically hate the Bears and think the worst of them.
I've made a long career of it.
Yeah, I think it's the right move. It just scares me because it's Caleb Williams and we've seen this offense look not very good, but you're right that it's improved even over the short few weeks into the year. And coming off the bye, it's got to be when they iron some of that out. And I think the Bears are a more talented, better coach team. It's just, do they self-sabotage? Whereas I feel more comfortable with, I know what the Commanders are going to do, and they know what they're going to do.
I think that's pretty well said. I think that the coaching advantage is mitigated to the extent that it can be. Because, like, Dan Quinn's not a great coach, but Dan Quinn with Cliff Kingsbury is a great coaching combo, right? So, like,
Yeah.
when they lose Cliff, they lose a lot. You know, we have the Cliff cycle. When Cliff goes to Thailand with the Ladyboys and the flag, then the Commanders might be in some trouble, but that's not happening yet. What is happening is that the LA Kings just scored 2 goals in a matter of a minute to tie the game at 5. We're going to overtime. I get to bet on the Knights. Hell yeah. Fucking right. And the bet is in.
Hell yeah.
And the Oilers and Flames are in overtime. So let me just quickly put that on the TV. But yeah, no, I don't think that the Bears have the coaching advantage they typically would have, but I think that they have a significant roster advantage, and that's plenty for me.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm on the same boat. Now we just have to decide which bet we are taking out because we currently have 6.
Yes. So, before we split, let's do the wrap up. Split, that's a 50s slang term. It actually comes from what a woman's legs do when she sees a dreamboat or a bird dog. No, it doesn't. It makes all the sense in the world, and it's the only fucking one that does. It's the only copacetic final bucket of the buzzwords. So, Chicago over Washington, our final possible bet. Throw some G's on that bitch. Do you remember that song?
I think so.
Throw some G's on that bitch. It was everywhere junior year, mostly because my DJ roommate loved remixing it constantly. We know we like Tampa, San Fran. We know it. So that one's in. We know we like Detroit. That's our best bet.
Tampa is -3.
Yeah.
Detroit money line.
And we're gonna wait on Tampa to see if you can get to the -2.5. But if like Friday comes and it's still -3, just fucking do it.
Yeah.
I
like Dallas.
I like Dallas too. That's got to be in there.
Dallas -3.
Yep. And then the question basically becomes Buffalo, San Diego, or Chicago.
Which one we don't want?
Yeah, which one's bad?
Hmm. I say we definitely keep Chicago.
Okay. That one's the one that scares me the most, but I
It
also
it
think it's the
scares
smartest.
it scares me the most, but it's the best number. It makes sense. Whereas to be completely honest, like some of Buffalo is just like Josh Allen voodoo.
Yeah, Josh Allen's just better than you. You can't do anything about it.
hmm Whereas Chicago, it's like they are the better team. It's just that sometimes Cliff and that offense have their own voodoo.
And sometimes Caleb's really dumb.
Yeah, that plays into it as well.
But like after the bye, he's got to be the smartest he'll ever be, right?
I hope.
I do too. Okay. Buffalo or San Diego? We've got
Two teams coming off of bad losses playing inferior opponents.
I think that you know what? We're gonna do the Chargers because they don't have Omarion Hampton, and they're gonna see that as we need to throw the ball more because we can't run. And I'm gonna see that as we need to actually optimally utilize our team. Because yeah, their offensive line sucks. But A, Miami hasn't been getting a good pass rush lately. And B, there are ways to have a good passing offense despite a bad line. You can get the ball out quick, and Justin Herbert is fantastic at it. He's done it for a long time. Justin Herbert is. Oh, you merely adopted the darkness. I was born in it. Like, Justin Herbert has had a bad offensive line his entire career until this year. So, he's fine. And the receivers are pretty good. They're better after the catch than they are before the catch, typically. It's the Chargers. It's the Chargers.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I think
Buffalo.
you're right. And like I think Buffalo is better than the Chargers, but only because Josh Allen has a little bit more superhero to him than Herbert does right now. But Miami is in a much worse spot than Atlanta is, and Atlanta's coming off their bye. I think Miami's the weaker team as well. So yeah, I'm with you.
So now here's the question. I have just changed this for the viewers at home. Like, would you be amenable? Do you like the idea of going half unit San Diego, half unit Buffalo, half unit Chicago, and then just 1 unit on Dallas and Tampa and 2 units on Detroit?
I'm good with that.
I kind of love that. I kind of a lot love that. All right, final picks. Dallas over Carolina. Dallas -3, 1 unit. San Diego over Miami. San Diego -4, half a unit. Wait on it because you might get down to 3.5, and that would be convenient and helpful. Tampa Bay over San Francisco. Tampa -3, 1 unit, even odds. If you want to wait on it, and we would, you might get 2.5 in a couple days. I will likely be watching this game from a bar in San Francisco. Pray for my dumb ass. We got to be careful with the adjectives about my ass. Detroit over Kansas City. That's our best bet. It's a money line bet. We're putting 2 units on Detroit. Frankly, the wrong team is favored. +120. I think I already said that. Buffalo over Atlanta on Monday night. Buffalo -4. It's just a half unit, but basically the handicap is Josh Allen's a freak of nature in the best possible ways, and Michael Penix, not like that. Again, just a half unit. And then finally, Chicago over Washington. Chicago +4.5. Half unit. Ben Johnson off a bye. Our contest picks will be all of those except Buffalo. Buffalo's the odd man out. That's technically the bonus bet. So, for a total of 5.5 units wagered, that's all I got, and I'm really tired. And somebody is like mowing a lawn outside. I hate New York City.
I can't hear that one. I can hear the sirens a lot, but I can't hear that one.
I think they're mowing a lawn, or maybe it's just some kind of generator. I don't know. It's all bad. I gotta get on a plane. Not now, but like as soon as humanly possible. I also should sleep at some point, but instead I'm gonna mix down this podcast. And until next week, I'll be grinding film and betting on overtime hockey games. Asta.